Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on XRP. Your daily update. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk a little bit about the fundamentals, which we also did yesterday already. Yesterday I did a Ripple SEC update because I believe, if I remember correctly, I did not look at it this morning, but I believe tomorrow is an SEC roundtable discussion, and yesterday we spoke about that maybe that's going to cause some momentum, or maybe that could be bullish for XRP, the results of that. But it seems like we're also already getting some speculation going into that, because this morning XRP has actually outperformed the market quite a bit. You're not able to see it right here. You can still slightly see that XRP is outperforming Bitcoin, but if you zoom out a bit here, you can see that XRP and XLM have been two of the four strongest performers since, well, what is it, in the last like 4 hours or so. So that's great, but you can also see it in the order flow. You can see the open interest has had a little bit of a bump right here since the Asian session, which is quite strange because the Asian session normally is not necessarily the session pushing up XRP, but alright, they opened some leverage. And then outside of that, the volume for XRP was actually quite high as well. So that's spot volume, which is obviously superior than leveraged momentum and leveraged positioning coming in. But in general, no, it's pretty good, right? It actually seems like XRP is gaining some momentum. Now, ultimately, this was to be expected, though, right? Even though yesterday I did not talk about the possibility of getting some speculation going into the roundtable, I did not expect this necessarily. We did talk about the possibility of getting into 2.25 and 2.28, and not only did we talk about the possibility, no, what I said, literally what I thought was most likely, is that we would find some stability right here, and that part of that stability was probably also moving into that level at 2.25 and 2.28 at some point of time. So I think that's happening, but that's also where the main kind of problem comes in. I think the upside potential for XRP is relatively capped. Right, I do think we can get some more speculation today over the course of the US session as well, which is normally a good session for XRP. So I do think that's possible, but I don't think the fundamentals are solid enough, and I don't think the fundamentals are bullish enough for XRP to break above its main resistance level, which, for simplicity, let's say that's 2.26. And that is what we do need to, that is what XRP needs to do to get some sort of an uptrend and some sort of a bullish structure, and potentially a move into 2.4 and 2.44 again, which is the next key resistance level. So that's not what I expect. I do think it's most likely that, maybe over the course of today we will still feel this imbalance, because with momentum usually also comes some sort of an imbalance, so maybe a shallow pullback into that area. But then I do think we will see continuation. I not only think that that's in line with speculation on the fundamentals, but I also think it's in line with Bitcoin. But ultimately, unless we get some real good news, right, for Ripple and between Ripple and the SEC, I don't think we can break out. I don't think there's enough momentum quite yet for that. And I also think, talking about the fundamentals and talking about possible outcomes, if we talk about news between Ripple and the SEC in the last half year or so, we have not really seen a good reaction after the news since, I think, last year, right? Every time this year that we actually got good news, yes, we did get some momentum and we got a lot of volume at least, but it mostly turned out to be some sort of a, more of a sell the news effect. I think the last time, I'm not sure when the last time was. Maybe it was right here, the 19th of March. But there you see a lot of volume, but ultimately it did not really turn into anything sustainable or sustained in that case. So yeah, I'd say it's still, what I said yesterday is still most likely. Short term, I think the possibility and I think the probability of some more bullish momentum, some bullish speculation is more likely. But ultimately, I don't think the structure will break, and I still expect stability, which could down the line, especially in these fundamental environments, could also push us down to $2 still. But short term, that doesn't seem most likely, and I'll keep you updated on that. So for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.